Hey, what's up, beautiful coaches? Joel here, and in today's video, I'm going to walk through 11 tactics you can do in less than 30 minutes to create your next client in the next week using social media alone. And these are going to be really actual tactics, no fluff, no hype. I'm even going to give you exact scripts that you can use because my goal is to help you create clients and get results in advance so that you consider working with me further down the road. No, should I just say no more, Governor? And if you don't know who I am, my name is Joel and I help hard-led coaches become more powerful in their coaching and more profitable in their business. And I've made close to $1 million in the last few years with just social media and my phone alone. So I know these tactics work. So let's get stuck in. Number one is an idea I took from Tony Robbins, and that's story state strategy. See, he says that success is 80% psychology, 20% strategy, i.e. 80% the inner game and 20% strategy. So number 2 to 11 are going to be tactics and strategy. This one is about the story and state, i.e. your inner world. And as Tony Robbins says, 80% of success comes from psychology, i.e. your inner world. So this is by far the most important part because I'm going to be real with you. These tactics are actually relatively simple, but you can't see them currently because of your beliefs. Your beliefs are like lenses from which you see the world through. And having beliefs of marketing is hard, clients are hard to come by, there's not enough money in the world. Having those beliefs will prevent you from seeing these tactics and strategies and prevent you from seeing that clients are actually everywhere. I truly believe that business and making money is easy and simple. It's about taking simple daily actions, trusting in that, staying consistent and seeing the results. And because of those beliefs, my business continues to grow month on month on month. So I wanted to invite you to try on these beliefs and think about how having these beliefs will impact how you turn up every day in your business and marketing. The first is clients are everywhere. The second is clients want what you have, want the value that you have. Number 3 is I could be the one person that could change this person's life. Adopting these beliefs are going to completely transform what you see, and you'll start to see that actually there's opportunities everywhere. Now, that's on the story side, i.e. the beliefs you have. On the state side, this is about the vibrational frequency you're in. And I wanted to invite you over the next 7 days to absolutely double down on your rituals that raise your vibration. For me, this is about breath work. This is about hugging my wife and kissing her. This is about spending time being really present with my children. This is about dancing. This is about exercise. This is about living in a state of reverence for the world and gratitude, and not gratitude for the weather or good things. Gratitude for everything, gratitude for every situation and circumstance that you're in. When you live in that state of abundance, realizing that you have absolutely everything you need right here in this moment, you start to attract things into your life. You become magnetic. When you combine the story and that state, magic will happen. Trust me. Now, let's get into the tactics because I know that's what you're really here for. Now, number 2 is really simple. Run a poll that gets your ideal client to raise their hand. And you can do this on LinkedIn or Instagram. And the poll is simply a this or that question. What's keeping you from your goal this month? Is it this or that? So that the people that answer that question are essentially indicating they are struggling with that goal. So this is an invitation to reach out to them, to lead with value and ask questions to see how you can further help. So you could say something like this. Hey, Tom, I noticed you answered X. Mind if I ask you a few more questions on this subject because I have a few bits of training that I could send over your way. Or it could be, hey, Tom, I saw you answered Y. I'm curious, have you got a plan to solve this challenge? Or it could be a simple, hey Tom, I saw you answer Z. I put together this free training. I thought it might be of interest. Let me know how you get on. So there are 3 ways there that you can reach out, but the main idea is to use a poll or some method to get your ideal clients to raise their hand. And this brings me on to number 3, hand raisers. And this is an idea that I got from Taki Moore. And it's a simple post that essentially gets your ideal clients to raise their hands. It can be as simple as, I just shot a 32-minute training on how to build discipline and consistency without sacrificing your life. Let me know if you want it. Anyone who wants it is indicating they are interested in the thing that you solve. Now, there's an invitation there to do this before you've even gone and created it. Because if you go and create it and then do it and no one actually wants it, you've wasted a load of time. And I'm constantly running these tests to really understand what it is my audience wants, because the golden rule of marketing is that your audience will tell you with their actions. If no one wants what you have, then great, you can put that to one side and run another test. And when you get lots of people reaching out for something of value, you know there's something in this. You can double down on it and you can use it as your Trojan horse, ring it out. Another way you could run this hand raiser is a simple post or story saying something like, I'm bringing together a group of highly ambitious men, women, entrepreneurs to go from here to here in the next 30 days. let me know if you're interested. This is what I call a shake the tree strategy, because there are people in your audience right now that are primed and ready to work with you. And all they need is a little nudge, a shake of the tree, and their grip will loosen and they will be ready to work with you. And something like that just calls people forward. And the reason why this works is because this invitation has with or without you energy. It's going to happen with or without you. Are you in? And number 4 is simply reaching out to people that you've had an enrollment call with in the past. Because if you've served them powerfully in that enrollment call, but it wasn't the right time, they're probably still thinking about working with you. I know I'd worked with a coach that I had a call with many months before, and they reached out at the perfect time, and it was like, do you know what? I am primed. I am ready. And there's going to be people that you've had a call with that are in that situation. And it can be as simple as, hey, Tom, I don't know why I keep using Tom. Hey, Tom, are you still looking for help with? And you can leave it at that, or you can add something like, the reason why I ask is that I've just created 2 one-to-one spots over the next few months, and I want to reach out to you first before I invite my bigger audience. That has that with or without you energy, that supply-demand tension. And number 5 is a super powerful strategy I ran every single Tuesday on my Instagram stories, and it led to a ton of clients, and that is mini training. So what I would do in the morning is pour in my audience, and I would have a list of 3 or 4 things and simply saying, hey guys, I'm going to run a mini training this afternoon. What topic would you like me to do it on? The 3 steps to unshakable belief, the 4 ways to build unbreakable discipline. You get my picture. And 8 hours later, you would run the mini training with a story for problem, the 2nd, agitate, the 3rd, solution, and the 4th, social proof. That's a really great framework for that mini series. And after that 4th one, you can have a call to action saying something like, if this has been useful and you want to brainstorm how we can implement this into your life, just click this button and I'll reach out and we can book a call. Something like that. You might even say, if this has been useful, next week I've created 3 spaces for a habit audit call. Let me know if you want to grab one. That's something I've done in the past, and it's a great way to create calls and subsequently clients. So number 6 is leading with value. Now, let me give you an example of how I did this recently. So I saw someone on LinkedIn announce they've just launched a group coaching program. So what I did is reach out to that person and say, hey, congrats on the new coaching program. Amazing. By the way, I just shot this free training on how to launch a group coaching program, how to run a group coaching program. I thought it might be of interest. Sent it his way. And this was only a few days ago. So nothing's come of this. And I'm totally unattached as to whether something will come from it. But I'm leading with value. And he was really grateful. And I'm going to follow up in a few days and see how he got on, and then invite him into my free community. In that free community, I'm going to build trust, nurture him, and eventually I might make an offer that he's interested in. When you're consistently adding value to people's lives, further down the road, you will see many, many clients. Now, your audience is telling you with their actions what they're interested in, what their pain points are, what they're doing. For example, on LinkedIn, you have people saying when they've got a new job. If you're a leadership coach, that's a great time to reach out and say, hey, congrats on the new job. I just shot this new training on how to manage a team. Thought it might be of interest. They're telling you if they're open to work. They're telling you with their challenges, what they're excited by, what they're doing. They're telling you what they're interested in by what groups they're in, who they're following. You can use all of these as anchors to lead with value. And if your value is good enough, they will likely reach out to you and go, hey, by the way, what does it look like to work with you? Now, number 7 is direct messaging. I know, pretty simple, but incredibly effective. Companies like Salesforce make billions from this alone. So it worked. And I know a lot of coaches are repelled by the idea of outbound or cold DMs. But if your audience are following you, they're not cold to you. They're warm to you. They've voted with their actions, and they've told you by following you that they're interested in what you're doing. So you can make that assumption. Now, before I get into the actual scripts that I might use, the framing of this is going to be more important than the actual scripts. Now, remember that belief. I could be the one person that could transform this person's life. When you really embody that belief, you start to send out invites unattached and coming from a place of service and curiosity. So here are 3 messages that you might want to use. The first is pretty direct. So you want to use this with people that are pretty warm to you. And it might go something like this. Hey, Tom. There's Tom again. How are things? How's your little one doing? Mine are growing rapidly, annoying at times, but mostly fun. Anyway, the reason for reaching out is that over the last few weeks, I've been developing a program to help ambitious and driven men as an example. And as I was thinking of men that I'd want to work with, your name popped into my head. I took it as a sign to reach out. Now, you're someone I admire a lot. I'd love to share my new idea with you and invite you to be part of the experience. Would you be open to jumping on a call to see if it's the right fit for you? The below times work for me next week. Now, the second template is something you can use with followers that have been following you for a while but haven't reached out, haven't engaged, and you don't have that direct relationship. And it might go something like this. Hey, what's up, Tom? There he is again. I saw that you've been a follower for a while, but hadn't reached out. Now, I don't know if this is the right fit for you, but I'm bringing together a handful of highly ambitious men or entrepreneurs or whatever it is to make an example of what's possible. Now, we're going to focus on becoming, this is where you'll describe the core qualities that that person wants to become and the desired outcome. Now, if you're feeling, say, stuck and stagnant, it's because you know you're capable of so much more. Is it worth a chat? And the third is the least direct, and it's leading with value. And it can go something like this. Hey, Tom. Hope you're well. I just created a new topic on whatever, and I thought of you. Would you like me to send over? Now, this is just a great way to just lead with value. And if they say yes, they are indicating with their actions that they're interested in the topic that you can help them with. Now, when you send over that training, you can send over the really simple call to action below the video, book a call here. Now, if the training is a really high value, they'll likely book a call. Pretty simple, right? Now, number 8 is running a live with a past client. This could be an Instagram live or a YouTube live or a LinkedIn live. Now, ideally, you want to run this with someone that has an audience similar to the clients that you want. And you essentially want to guide them through a hero's journey. You want to start off by asking them what objections and what fears did they have before signing up to you. This really brings your prospect into the story because they will be in the same position right now. If they talk about money or time, this is a great way to actually handle objections in advance. So you ask about the fears, the obstacles they face before signing up to you. Talk about the experience of signing up with you and the internal and external challenges and what they were experiencing before signing up with you. Now, after that, you want to talk about the plan, what you took them through, the experience on the way, the challenges, the wins, and eventually you want to talk about the transformation, both the internal, the emotions, the internal changes and shifts they saw, and the external results they saw as well. Now, that framework is an absolute classic. And if you do this, I guarantee you'll have people reaching out after it. And number 9 is leveraging results and testimonials. Now, a lot of coaches make the mistake of trying to do all the heavy lifting themselves when their clients and their results could do a lot of that heavy lifting, because social proof is one of the biggest drivers of influence. I remember when I was at Bristol University, when we would take a taxi into town, we always had the intention to go into center of town to go night clubbing and partying there. But on the way down, we'd always pass this pretty grimy club called Lizard Lounge, which always had a massive queue outside. And this queue was always filled with really good looking people. So we were like, let's go here. And sure enough, we stopped the taxi, quit our intention to go into town and go to this pretty grimy club, which had like carpets on the wall and was sticky and smelled like Zambuca. But what they did was they built this queue up intentionally for that exact reason, because FOMO, fear of missing out, and social proof is a real driver of influence. People follow what other people are doing. So testimonials and case studies are a great way to build that social proof and build that trust. So how you can do this is with screenshots and sharing screenshots, with lives and doing client interviews, with case studies, talking through that before, the epiphany bridge and the after scenario. Or you could just do an Instagram story talking about client results. You don't need to say their name. I do this after lots of powerful coaching sessions where I come off and say something like, I just came off an amazing coaching call with one of my clients and they came to me with this challenge. We went through this, this, and this, and they left with this. They felt amazing. I'm never surprised by the power of coaching. Let me know if you want to experience the same. Can be as simple as that. Now, number 10 is asking for referrals. Now, the foundation of this is being great at what you do, because if you're great at what you do, referrals will happen automatically. But at the same time, your clients or past clients often need a little nudge. And the way I try and incentivize my clients to do this is actually offering a free coaching session for every successful introduction. I also reward the behavior. So anytime one of my clients just tries to make an introduction, I send them a free book. This is just a great way to incentivize the referrals. I also use this message, which is again really powerful. Hey Tom, there he is again. I'm creating some space for some free 1-hour deep dive coaching sessions, and I wanted to see if anyone you know would be up for this. This is an opportunity for me to serve. There's no expectation beyond that. So if you know of anyone that might benefit from this, please offer it to them as a gift. Now, this is not a rug pull. This is a genuine opportunity to serve. But what's happened time and time again is that in that session, I serve incredibly powerful with no attachment, no expectation of a sale. Now, what happens at the end of it is the person opposite me will ask, what does it look like to work with you? At which point I can then book another follow-up call and we could talk about the offer. But it's not always the case. Lots of people go, that was amazing, and they walk away. But if you keep doing these and you keep leaving those breadcrumbs of incredible value and incredible enrollment and service, this is going to come back to you tenfold. Now, number 11 is creating a one-time offer. This is essentially your core offer renamed, repackaged, and linked to perhaps the time of year. Now, my 2 recent examples of this have been Clients by Christmas and my Spring Client Sprint. Now, these offers have been essentially my core offer just repackaged. What this does, it shakes the tree. It gets people off the fence and into your programs. Now, if you could add some fast acting bonuses to this, again, it's a super powerful strategy just to get people off their hands and into your programs. Now, there you go, 11 tactics that you can do in less than 30 minutes to get your next client in the next 7 days. Now, I would love to hear how you go with these. Let me know, drop a comment, drop a like, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future videos like this. And if you want to brainstorm how these tactics fit into a larger system and a larger strategy, then message me on Instagram or LinkedIn, the word collective, and we can brainstorm a plan together, look at how we can get you to where you want to get to quicker and much further. Now, if you're not ready for that, that's also totally cool. Below this in the description will be a link to my free community, and up here or up there, there'll be another free video to help you become more powerful in your coaching and more profitable in your business. It's been such a pleasure. I'm sending all my love, and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye for now.